Okay, today we're going to talk about surface area for rectangular prisms. Now, if you look at all this, it looks pretty complicated. And it's just one of the methods you can use to solve for surface area. Right here it says surface area equals 2b, which is the base, plus perimeter times height. So you would take the perimeter and multiply by the height. Now, I personally would not use this. I think this is a bit more complicated than our regular 2 times LW, 2 times LH, and 2 times WH. There's a little more steps, and it can get a little confusing. So I suggest not using this, but if the formulas you've been using before were not successful and you want to try something new, you can try this out. Otherwise, I'm going to continue working on this formula and bringing out the 3D figure to a 2D figure. I'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to work on those two types of formulas, okay? And also the corner method. So, rectangular prism. What is that? Well, it's like anything in real life. It looks like a box. It's right here. So you have many boxes at home. Shoe box, cereal box. You can use your book as a rectangular prism. Any packages that come in the mail from Amazon or anything like that are rectangular prisms. Why? Because look at all the sides. They're all rectangles. Okay? Now, the same formula works as we used in the cube formula. Okay? It's the same thing. We look for the length, width, and height. So we're just practicing again, strengthening our surface area formula. But now we can use any box shape. It doesn't have to be a cube now. It can be any type of box. As long as we know the length, width, and height, we can solve for surface area. And I'll show you. Imagine I have this picture, okay? And it's very similar to the one we did right here. We have a closed box, and then we're going to open it. But before we do that, let's try to solve what this is. Okay? So there's no measurements, but we can solve that out. And on the side here, I'm going to put the length, width, and height. So that when we figure it out, we can just put it down, define our variables, and then plug it into the equation. So let's look at the length. Remember, it's the front. So how long is this? Let's count the cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put a 4 here. We know our length is 4. How about our width, which is going to be like our depth? Okay. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put a 5 here, and our width is 5. And how tall is it? 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, let me put a 3 here. We now know the 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. And all we have to do is plug it into the equation. But before we do that, I'm going to look over here. Okay? Now, just for an explanation, 2 length times width, where is that? 4 times 5. Which one is showing a 4 times 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have these two as the front. I'm going to fill these in. just to show where the numbers go. 4 times 5 plus 2 times length 4. What's the height? 3. 2 times width, which equals 5. And the height, which is 3. And that's what's going on here. Right here, it's 4 times 5. Here we see a 3 times 5. Another 4 times 5. Another 3 times 5. Another, well, a 3 times 4. And a 3 times 4. You see how it matches up? 4 times 5, 4 times 5. There's 2 of them. 4 times 3, 4 times 3. And there's 2 of them. 3 times 5, 3 times 5. And it's right here. So what we have right here, where we use our formula, is exactly like if we brought it out. Okay? Now when you look at this, sometimes you don't have the actual mechanic right here, the visualizer, but you can use it if you want. Okay? So if you're having trouble with one of the homeworks, you can go up here, type in the width, depth, and height, and it will give you a picture of what it looks like. And then you can go from there if that can help you. But looking over here, we have 6 boxes. And it's like this. We know this is 20, 15, 12, 12, 20, 15. And you could add it all up if you wanted to. Or we could use the formula. I'm going to continue working on the formula for now, just to show you. So 2 times 4 times 5, 40. 2 times 4 times 3, 8 times 3, 24. And 2 times 5 times 3, which would equal 30. We add it all up together. 40 plus 24, 64, 64 plus 30, 94. And let's just say it's inches. Don't forget, because it's area, we're going to square it. Okay? And over here, if I did the same thing, if I added it all up, if I did 20 plus 15 plus 20 plus 15 plus 12 plus 12, if you add it all up, you would still get 94. Okay? I just wanted to show you how you can do it in these 2 ways, if this helps. Also, don't forget, we can use the corner method. And let me draw it right here. So remember, corner method, we figure out the length, width, and height, like this. So my length would be 4. My height would be 3. And my width or depth would be 5. Now, remember, what's over here? 4 times 3. Well, we get 12. You multiply the 2 sides to get the color. 4 times 5, 20. 3 times 5, 15. We add this all up. And that will give us only 3 out of the 6 sides. But let's see what happens if we add it up. 20 plus 12, 32. 32 plus 15, 47. Now we only have 3 sides, and we need to get the 6 sides. So we have to double it. So 47 times 2. And if we do that, we would get 94. So this works as well. So again, I'm showing you 3 different methods. Choose whichever one works best for you. You have the standard formula right here, surface area. You have the net, where I'm making the 3D figure into a 2D figure, and I figure each face what it's worth, the area of each face. So 20, 15, 20, 15, 12, and 12. Or you could do the corner method, where you have your length, width, and height. Find the 3 faces, and then double it. Again, this is pretty much the same thing as what we did yesterday about the cubes. It's very important to remember the steps. Okay? Find the length, width, and height. Plug it into the formula or corner method. And here's the formula. Okay? If you have any troubles, let me know. We'll be checking your homework and giving you feedback on your cube surface area. And that will probably help you with the rectangular prism.